Thank you ever so much for coming. I'm Dave. Those people that don't know me, Ellis's dad. You've obviously travelled long distances today, and I'm really pleased that you've come here, got done up as well, to share our day with Ellis and Luke. In terms of speaking, I would like to say really this is all about Ellis for me. Obviously it's got a bit of a structure. The first part of it is a bit upsetting for a few people, but hopefully in the second part I may lose it, but please bear with me. Ellis was born a double breech baby, and as an infant had a plethora of ailments and postnatal wheezing, leading to a nebulizer and being hospitalised with pneumonia. At that time we thought that we may lose her. Despite all the ailments, Ellis was a fantastic child, full of energy and mischief, and we loved her to bits. As a sentiment to her and parenthood, so much so we had another baby, Kendall. It's customary to say how beautiful Ellis looks today, and as I've said before, I'm pleased that everybody has put their dresses together and look fantastic for everybody. It's really about Ellis today, so I want to talk about her qualities, her personality, accomplishments, and the wonderful person that she has become. In her early years, I must give gratitude to her nanny Ling, Jeannie the dancing queen. She was not just a babysitter, but played with all the grandchildren, took them shopping, made arts and crafts, helped them, and assisted Brooke with the Christmas pantomime. Jeannie was a strong woman. There was no grey areas. Everything was black and white. And she instilled self-belief into her grandchildren. Then also hosted daughters and granddaughters gatherings at West Road Drive on a Friday night. Unfortunately for Billy, there was no man in sight. And so much more until her passing 3 years ago. And I ask you to stand up and have a drink. The dancing queen. Dancing queen. Yeah. Another family friend of 40 years that I'm externally grateful for is in Ellis's development is Sandy. Sandy was Ellis's godmother and attended all our friends' children's sports days, school fetes, shared their holidays and helped at Lisa and my wedding. If she was here today, I'm sure that she would have played a heavy part in Ellis and Luke's. Sandy played a massive Sandy played a massive part in Ellis's development and helped her immensely in qualifying for the Barclays Bank sponsored graduate scheme. With great dedication, Ellis gained a first class honours degree. She subsequently secured several promotions at Barclays in HR and is now head of scams for corporate customers in the corporate bank risk team. It'll be 4 years in 4 days' time to the anniversary of her passing. And now again, ask you to stand up and toast for Sandy. It would be remiss of me not to mention my own mum. 5 years ago, that she broke her hip, and with a new hip and advancing vascular dementia, she moved into a care home. At the age of 90, she broke her hip again and was hospitalised. Sadly, she was too frail and passed away in April this year, and I asked the family here to raise a glass for her mum, Nanny Ruth. I was a family of 6 kids and always say I was dragged up. Regardless, we have all done well in life. My dad was hard working, and Mum never let us miss a day from school or work, regardless if we were ill or not. Lisa's parents were very much of the same, and it's testament to our parents that work ethic was instilled in their own children. Lisa and I also have a wide circle of friends and family, and improving our child's social skills was paramount. Alice is like a shadow, always behind me, whether it's footing the ladder, in painting the house, getting involved in the painting herself, digging over the garden. That wasn't until I found out she cut down my favourite plant. Weeding the garden, front garden of the invasive bamboo, washing the car, etc. There are endless tasks where she wanted to be involved, principally I think because she gets bored and wants to remain active and not sit about. This has continued into adult life, where she has always been caring, considerate to others, offering her and Luke's assistance regardless of being asked. Helping the cousins with their recent house moves and being involved with their nephews is a great example. There have been many funny moments growing up. Alice was always inquisitive, wanted to know what's going on. One instance being at Northfield Market on a Saturday, where she called me over to a large crowd gathering behind the stall. I had to disappoint her in stating that they were at a bus stop. And I still laugh about it. As I've said, Alice is always there for you and makes us proud. Her only downside is her OCD, but has brought dividends in seeking perfection and the organisation of this wedding. Everything you see before you, from the initial save the date cards, wedding invitations, table centerpieces, flowers, seating plans, music arrangements, meal choices, are a result of our wedding Wednesdays over the last 2 years. I could go on, but with the exception of the chairback covers, both Alice and Luke have made this wedding in more ways than one. I would also like to thank Kendall for her part, Lisa without question, and Sue and Chris in doing the final arrangements for today. Alice met Luke whilst at the University in Cambridge. I'm not going to say too much about Luke, I'll leave that to the best man. Luke's brother Jed. What I would say is Luke is the same ilk as Alice, both caring and considerate of others, even if he does support Liverpool. Their journey together was not without complications, travelling great distances every weekend between Milton Keynes and Bishop Stortford, and this was interrupted when they were not allowed to see each other for months, and WhatsApp saved the day. Luke has settled into the bigger family with his love of sport. It has been fantastic for Alice, moving from Milton Keynes to build a home together in Great Dunmow and changing his career and qualifying as a teacher. It gives me great pleasure hearing from all my family and friends, lauding Luke, and it makes Lisa and I proud and happy to welcome him into the family. All I ask is for them to continue in the same vein as the last 10 years, building a strong relationship in love and now in marriage. Please stand, raise your glasses, and give a heartfelt toast to the happy couple and lifetime happiness. Alice and Luke.
Well done. We've got one.
Jed took them all, didn't he? Okay, first of all, okay, thank you. First thing I'll do is thank Dave for those kind words. Don't worry, there's a creative amp still waiting in your room for you. Now, everyone, sit up, back straight, facing the front. Wow, that's the first time that's actually worked. Now, first of all, on behalf of myself and my beautiful wife, I would like to say a massive thank you for all of you coming here today. I know you've come from here, there and everywhere, and all of you look absolutely amazing. So let's just raise a quick glass to everybody in the room. Okay, however, as Dave alluded to, there are a few people who unfortunately could not be with us today. Whether that be my nan Pauline, who unfortunately passed away before I was born, Ellis's godmother, Sandy, and Jean, the original dancing queen. So, can we raise one more glass to those who could not be with us? Now, I cannot believe it's been almost 10 years since we first met in a busy nightclub in Cambridge. I know, really classy, right? As soon as your friend Annabelle ran up to my friend Josh and said, "That's Nando's guy," I looked into your big, beautiful eyes, and I know ever since then my life has not been the same. We spent the whole night talking about everything, and as soon as we said our goodbyes, I knew you were the person that I'd want to spend a lot more time with. Thankfully, for some unknown reason, you felt the same, or you hadn't saved up yet. I'll speak more about my beautiful bride in a minute, but there are a few thank yous I'd like to give out first of all. Ellis's mum and dad, Lisa and Dave. First of all, I'd always remember the first time I met you in the Harvest Moon as a nervous 20-year-old, and believe it or not, I actually ordered lemonade. It was like trying a kid. Okay. Luckily, ever since then, you've both welcomed me into your family with open arms. Lisa, not only are you the craft queen, who, with Ellis, is, let's face it, mostly responsible for putting this wedding together. But both of you have always been there for us in more ways than we could have ever asked for. And I just want to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. Also, Lisa, your Netflix series recommendations are unrivaled. And Dave, hopefully there'll be one DIY job around the house that we don't ask you about one day. Seriously though, I want to say a massive thank you for always being there, passing on your endless amounts of knowledge, and thank you for watching football with me while Ellis and Lisa did most of the crafting. I know that everything I love about Ellis, she's inherited from the both of you. Whether that be her organisation skills, her work ethic, your kindness towards your family. Oh, almost lost where I am. And I also see you when you're at happiest with your two amazing daughters, Ellis and Kendall. Don't think for 1 minute though you've actually given away. In fact, I've already planned the first wedding Wednesday, back after we're back in Mini Moon. Sorry, Dave. And also, Dave, one more thing, Payo still needs doing. Now, I'd like to move on to my amazing parents. Thank you for making me the person I am today. Let's face it, I didn't turn out too bad. Okay. Seriously though, having your parents separate when you're a young age makes you think you might be missing out on something or you might lose something. However, instead of losing a parent, I feel like I've gained 2 more as well. In fact, Dad, first of all, scarily, I feel like I'm saying more and more to you each day. Hopefully a little bit less miserable though. But seriously though, thank you for always being there for me and for introducing me to so many things I love to this day. Whether that be old British comedies, Lego, classic films, and football, obviously. I was going to say, I'm really sorry I'm the only one of your children who've not supported Aston Villa sometime in their life. But let's face it, one of us had to see sense. And Tara, thank you for being an amazing mum to Ruby and Cullen. And also, thank you for putting up with Dad. Jay, thank you for coming into both of our lives and obviously making my mum really happy. Also for treating both me and Jed as our own. However, there's one thing I'm not going to thank you for, and that's introducing us to tequila. And lastly, Mum, if I was going to thank you for everything you've done for me, would be here all day. Thank you for always listening to me, for inspiring me to work in education, and thank you for giving me a great taste in music and teaching me how to become a Michelin star level chef. I know growing up it couldn't have been easy, especially with me and Jed. I mean, at times you must have felt like a UFC referee. Speaking of Jed, I think it's fair to say growing up, we weren't exactly the closest of brothers. I mean, the only reason I became a goalkeeper is because Jed and his mates needed someone to boot a ball at. However, ever since we become adults, I couldn't ask for a better big brother. And thank you for organising an amazing stag, even though it stretched you out so much. Now, moving on to Sean. The fact I couldn't choose between you and my brother to be my best man shows how much of a brother you are to me. I'll never forget our countless nights out, our different opinion on Liverpool's chances of winning the league, all that Cabos holiday that we don't mention. Apart from our matching tattoos that you've got covered up. Now, my groomsmen, Mark, Jordan and Casper. Mark and Jordan, I've known you since the first day of year 7. And we've always had so many amazing times together. And always, thank you for getting me home in one place-ish. Apart from the time I broke my wrist when I was with you, but we don't talk about that. Apart from on my stag all the way, where you both went to bed at 8 o'clock in the morning, until the other evening, what are you doing? Morning, no. And Caspar, thank you for not being a stereotypical annoying little brother. However, you still can't beat me at FIFA. To Ellis's beautiful bridesmaids, you all look incredible today. Thank you for organising what? Oh, sorry. Thank you for organising what I heard was an amazing hen. Luckily there's no boats around, so Annabelle and Michelle, you're all good. Special shout out to my new sister, Kendall. Thank you for helping, obviously, with Lisa and Ellis to do a lot of the crafting. And also for not giving away the fact I'd gone to meet Dave to ask him for permission, even though we were sat at the dinner table together and you were texting me underneath, have you just been with my dad? Oh my God, what's happening? Okay, and one last quick thank you I'd like to say. Louis, obviously, incredible singing during the ceremony, mate. And also to Stu and Chris for helping set up what is an amazing venue. It looks fantastic. I hope Ellis's instructions weren't too over the top, but you know. And now, saving the best till last. Ellis, first of all, can I say how unbelievably beautiful my wife looks? Dress number 37 from shot number 6 was definitely the right pick. I only say couldn't ask for a better wife. I mean, look at the job you did with this wedding. It must have taken you ages. The venue, the decorations, and the other 82 things on that Excel document, honestly. I don't know how you did it. The one thing I must say about though is your choice of groom. However, it is a bit late to change that. If someone had told me 3 years ago that Liverpool would win the league and it'd be the second best day of my life, I thought they would have been crazy. However, I cannot put into words how happy I am today that I'm finally your husband. Honestly, do not know what I've done to deserve such an incredible wife. I honestly love everything about you. The way you think of others before yourself, how hardworking you are, how unbelievably beautiful you are, even how you have your occasional blonde moments, how you need everything to be very particular and very organised. And also, on occasion, you do forget things. That hence the nickname Dory. Since the moment we met, you have made me a better person. You're my best friend, you're the person I can't wait to see when I wake up in the morning, and the person I can't wait to see once I've gone home from work. Over the last 10 years, we've had so many incredible journeys together, whether that's both finishing our degrees, all of our holidays, Morocco, Turkey, and our incredible trip to America, which I still can't believe to this day. looking forward to our life together. I'm looking forward to so many more journeys, and I know we're going to have so many more incredible moments. And I'm honestly so happy that I can now call you my bride. My heart is truly full, and it has ever since the moment we met. I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together and have an endless amount of journeys, holding hands together as always. Now, before I move on to my best men, I feel like I should do a quick public service amount. Unfortunately, both Jen and Sean do suffer from rare disease. Once they've had a couple of drinks, they do tend to say stories that, let's face it, aren't exactly true, aren't exactly the most positive. So just keep that in mind whilst listening to their speeches. Alright? But first of all, I'd like to hand over to one of my best friends, Sean.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean. I'm the second choice best man. I've known Luke for about 13 years. Despite being at the same school, we never really hang out until we got to 18 and I walked up to his house to find out that his mum, Debbie, was my teacher. We've shared a couple of holidays together, including Kavos. As much as it hurts you, yes, I have got mine covered. I wouldn't be surprised if Ellis had organised this whole wedding, as when we went to Barcelona, Luke had forgotten to book the transport from the airport to the hotel. This was the reason as to why it was a bargain. At least he remembered the transport here, or shall I say, thank you, Ellis. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Jed. Well, Luke isn't just an international travel agent, he is also a chef. I was only just allowed to attend today, as I was reminded several times by my 8-year-old boy Archie about how Uncle Luke tried to give him a raw sausage when we went camping. If you have ever watched In-Betweeners, think of the camping trip episode where Neil is really enjoying a questionable pink sausage. It turns out Archie isn't as big a fan and has never let Luke live this down. But in all seriousness, and underneath the bad tattoos, the dodgy cooking, the questionable travel plans, Luke is one of the most genuine, most loyal people I've ever met. Seeing him here today with Ellis is honestly something special. I'm incredibly happy for him and Ellis, and just want to thank them for letting us be a part of their beautiful big day. So let's raise a glass to Luke and Ellis, and may your life be filled with love, laughter, and hopefully slightly better cooking and holiday planning. Luke and Ellis. I'll pass you over to Jed.
I've got my tissues, don't worry. I've got a couple. Well, honestly though, how's he got away with having two best men? Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Afternoon, everyone. For those that don't know me, I'm Jed. I'm Luke's more tanned, better looking, more athletic, funnier, smart. We'll stop there. I could go on, but long story short, I'm his older brother. Oh, and I've got a better hairline, a little bit better.
Questionable.
Yeah, okay. Fibres. Yeah. So I'm going to start by saying I'm not exactly the most comfortable with public speaking. So I'm going to have a quick tipple to calm my nerves, so please no one judge me. And Luke, you might need 1 and all, so I've got you 1 and all. Oh yeah, here we go. Cheers. Cheers, Dad. Hey. That's the easiest thing he's going to do tonight. That's it. So, I've been told to be on my double best behaviour tonight, so I'm going to keep it brief. It's probably still the longest bit of writing I've ever done in my life. And Luke, don't worry, I've left probably most of the embarrassing bits of Sean. Probably not. But in all seriousness, I'm really nervous, I'm not going to lie. So a few sympathy laughs along the way. I've got a few in the crowd that I've already told them. Laugh when I put my finger up and we'll go. So first off, I just wanted to say what a beautiful ceremony. Everyone looks incredible and this venue is crazy. And if you hear a few rumours circulating about that there might have been a tear or two knocking about, it's lies, absolute lies. Haters are everywhere. This whole day so far has felt like something out of a Disney film. and a few have come to mind. You've got Beauty and the Beast. You've got Lady, Tramp, and Princess Fiona. You've guessed it, lads. Shrek. Princess Fiona before she turned into an ogre. I'm not really looking to get in trouble here tonight. Now, I was truly honoured when Luke asked me to be his best man, especially considering we spent 20 odd years just bickering. It's been a love-hate relationship over the years. The hate was probably first prompted when we were about 10. Me and my mates thought it'd be a great idea to throw him in goal. No one ever wanted to go in goal. What's the point of a little brother if you can't throw him in goal? What's the point? So one by one, we'd line up and welly balls at him for hours on end until eventually he had no choice to start saving them. Well, at least try to start saving them. And just like that, he became the permanent goalkeeper of the street. Actually, you've never thanked me for your somewhat questionable goalkeeping career. It's not like you had the coordination to play anywhere else anyway. Like, you were only in goal. I mean, I'm just surprised you managed to get your shoes on the right feet today without Ellis's help. He just looked down there. He looked at his feet. I saw it. I said, he's making sure already. Oh, and she's lent you the trousers for tonight as well, has she? All right, cool. Lovely. Following me in school couldn't have been easy either. You're already tagged with a nickname Little Jed, and your first name at secondary school. I've got no idea. We don't even look similar. It's crazy. Our poor mum used to work in our school. She'd always say how embarrassed she was hearing stories about me in the staff room. When I think about it, the teachers were probably saying Little Jed and she just misheard. So it's just one of many occasions where you come out looking like an angel and I come out looking like, yeah. But some things never change, like your inability to handle your drink. Oh, we all know that, don't we? No, you can't have one. A holiday to Turkey when we were younger springs to mind. Luke, a little underage, just a little bit, 14. Was convinced he weren't drunk, so he thought it'd be a sobbing idea to do a sobriety test in front of a row of restaurants. Picture this, he had his arms out, one foot in front of the other. You've seen it all. He was managing to do it well, until along comes Jay, who decided it would be a great idea, while he's full focus, to jump out and scare him. It was a great idea. It was a great idea. Top tier. Bless him, Luke didn't see it coming and was so focused on trying to walk in a straight line, he folded like a deck chair. In a moment of sheer embarrassment, and as you can imagine, the whole line of restaurants, applause, laughter, a lot. He was gone. I'm pretty sure it was that humiliation that led to Luke throwing up in his own bed that night and Mum cleaned it up in the morning. But thankfully, I think Mum's passed that responsibility on to Ellis now. So good luck with that. And Luke, I think that's probably a reason why we've been banned from drinking together. But today's an exception, so Ellis, good luck. Okay, honesty time. We did the sobriety test together, and I stacked it in all. I went in all, but he thinks I dragged him down. I didn't do that. Realistically though, our relationship became what it was today when we both settled down with our better halves and we started to grow up a bit. I'm not giving them all the plaudits, but you can connect the dots. You can see what happened there. But let's be honest, without them organising our lives, we'd never get anything done and we'd never be where we are today. So thank you both for that. Through everything we've been through, we could never stay far apart. After all, we're basically a carbon copy of each other. We're both clumsy, grumpy, stubborn gits. We've got an abnormal obsession with football. We do love a beer, probably one too many, not gonna lie. And we'll do anything to win, and we hate losing. Hate it. These are all attributes we get from our dad. So thanks, Dad, for making us mini mics. Cheers. Now, first part of the speech was the hardest thing I've ever had to write. I spent months deleting, changing bits, YouTubing, Googling, TikToking, you name it, I've used it to try help me. But thankfully, the next part came a lot more, fucking hell, a lot more naturally. Luke, I can't tell you how proud I am of you and everything you've achieved. Okay. Any more tissues? Okay, now, right. From a young age, you've always had a clear plan of what you wanted to do and how you were going to get there, and you've succeeded at every step. You and Ellis are incredible together. It's clear you're not only in love, but you're best friends, living out your dreams together. Growing up, I know you looked up at me, but today the roles are reversed. I'm looking up at you, Luke, the man you've become. We've had our moments, but I couldn't be happier to call you my brother. I may be the best man today, well, one or two. Ridiculous. But you're the best man I know. So if everyone could please raise their glasses for a toast to Luke, the best brother, friend, and now husband, and Ellis, the most beautiful bride. Cheers.